Alright, welcome back optimistic ladies and gentlemen to another Meta Mondays episode in this Pokemon TCG Online series. Meta Mondays is all about decks which have proven themselves to be competitive in the past, as well as decks which are hyped or expected to be competitive in the Brook 1992 with the colorless Fairy, Psychic and Grass deck challenges us to a battle here. It's gonna be an interesting match, I think. I think we are up against Yanmega BREAK with... actually, maybe Yanmega BREAK with Gardevoir. And I'm not sure what the grass typing would be. So a new deck versus a new deck. We do start off with a pretty bad hand. We have the Yanmas, but we don't have any draw support. Draw support is what we need here. So we'll bench two Yanmas. We might just look for a Zorua from this level ball. And it's a Fungus. Oh, we top deck the Sycamore, fantastic. So I'm gonna grab myself a Zorua. Maybe this is actually a Vespiquen. I think we are up against Vespiquen with Klefki. Vespiquen with Klefki, Unknown, and then Fungus. So we are going to attach this Bursting Balloon. Do we play down our first of Giant Plants? No, I don't think so. I will force my opponent to find his own first of Giant Plants. I got out the Yanma. I cannot believe that I got out the Yanma. I meant to get out the Zorua. Well, that's a bummer. Might as well attach his DCE now. At least we'll be able to attack if my opponent uses a Hex Maniac at some point. And we get a pretty darn good hand here. We need a Judge for the next turn. Can we discard anything? I'm actually gonna sit on this hand and just end my turn, see what my opponent does. We are almost ready for the next turn. We can very easily one-hit kill my opponent's Vespiquen if he does get out Vespiquen. Certainly if he attacks our Yanma and takes 60 damage from the Bursting Balloon. There's a Hoopa, never mind, my opponent plays Hoopa. It looks like this is not gonna be a Vespiquen with Hawlucha, or Vespiquen with Klefki and Unknown Dimension Valley. Two Pokeballs. One of those Pokeballs got my opponent the Hoopa for Gardevoir EX. Alright, it is Mega Gardevoir EX right here. Mega Gardevoir EX from the Steam Siege expansion, I believe so. That's gonna be an interesting battle. Not sure how to deal with that. An energy on the Fungus, so my opponent can retreat the Fungus. Retreats into the Gardevoir EX. And an end for my opponent. That's too bad, we had a really nice hand. I was kind of sitting on his hands, hoping we would be able to keep it for the next turn. Yanmega BREAK, this is not a bad hand either. This is a pretty good hand as well. You won't see my opponent attack us. Another Pokeball for a Tails. And that is... probably it. My opponent will pass the turn to us, so this Bursting Balloon will have gone to waste. We have another Bursting Balloon right here. I will attach it. Will I attach it? My opponents can attack us in the next turn because of the Dimension Valley. So it's actually a new and old deck, because this Dimension Valley is going to get rotated, so we won't see this deck in a new format, or not really this deck in the form that my opponent is playing. We could Lysander the Fungus, we could Lysander the Hoopa, but I just want to deal with this Gardevoir. We are going to discard Sycamore and this Yanmega BREAK. Grab ourselves a Yanmega. Zoroark is going to be very useful for us in this match, I think. Well, my opponent does have resistance, which is a little bit of a bummer. First of Giant Plants, don't mind if I do. We are going to counter that Stadium for my opponents. Counter that Dimension Valley. Hopefully we can win the Stadium War. And then it is time to Sycamore our hand away. Another Zorua, DCE, a Zoroark. Fantastic stuff here. So we will evolve into our Zoroark. Attention DCE to our Zoroark. Then, do we dig any further? Now this Bursting Balloon is going to go to waste. I was hoping to find a Yanmega BREAK, but we did not. So I'm gonna have to retreat here into my Zoroark and attack for the Mind Jack, because otherwise we only do 50 damage to this the Gardevoir EX, and 50 damage is not good at all. We need to deal more damage. A Max Potion, oh my goodness. Has a Max Potion right there. Those Max Potions are going to be a big nuisance for us. An energy on the Gardevoir EX and a Life Leap for 20. Kinda surprised my opponent uses this Gardevoir EX. There's our BREAK. not going to end here. I'm simply going to level ball for another Yanma. The Blitzel is kind of pointless. And then we will Sycamore again after we use our Acrobike. Bursting Balloon, yes, alright. Will Bursting Balloon are... Actually, I'm just going to attack with the Zoroark. I'm just going to attack with the Zoroark, yes. And then I will Sycamore. Another Zoroark, another DCE, fantastic stuff. We even get another Yanmega. So we are looking pretty darn good. So let's attach this DCE to our other Zoroark and let's hit for the Mind Jack for 110. If my opponent attacks us, my opponent will knock himself out here, which is what we are hoping for. We are not hoping for a max potion. We don't want to see any max potions. Not one max potion, please. So we can get KO. There's our Lucha. He forces us to switch our Pokemon, so the Bursting Balloon is going to go to waste again. Our Bursting Balloons, poor Bursting Balloons. So we will promote a Yanmega BREAK, I guess. Maybe not. Let's promote a Yanma. Let's sacrifice a Yanma. We can always stand in with our Zoroarks and then hit for the kill against the Gardevoir EX. I think that's our best play here. An energy on the Gardevoir on the bench. And a Hex-Maniac. So we cannot attack with our Yanmega BREAKs. Life Leap for... And we cannot stand in actually. We cannot stand in. That is a bummer. We need a Floatstone now. We need ourselves a Floatstone. What can we find from Trainer's Mail? Another Acrobike. I was hoping we could stand in. Now I regret not promoting my Yanmega. There's our Floatstone. We'll discard the Yanmega here. Floatstone, our Yanma retreats and then hit for the kill here with our Zoroark. 140 damage right there. We take 2 prizes. Fantastic stuff. What can we get? We get an Ultra Ball and we get a Vietseeker. Vietseeker for a Listener. Although my opponent does promotes the Gardevoir EX. Interesting. I was not expecting to see my opponent promote the Gardevoir EX. An Ultra Ball for a Shaymin maybe. Discards an energy and a Sacred Ash. Alright, finally another energy gets discarded. And there's a Shaymin from my opponent for 6 cards. Okie dokie, Pianissimoki. We will see maybe the Mega Gardevoir this time around. Has my opponent used any switches or anything like that? Nope. So what would happen if I would Lysander the Hoopa? Would my opponent be able to retreat the Hoopa? That's a big question. Pokeball for the Mega Gardevoir. Yes, there we did see it quickly, briefly. I'm looking at my discard pile here, thinking what can I do, what can I do? Spirit Link and Energy. And we'll see the Mega Gardevoir come out, hit for a knockout on our Zoroark. Will my opponent discard any Pokemon from the bench? Hopefully it does not discard the Shaymin, because we are planning to Lysander out that Shaymin actually. Please do not discard the Shaymin. 130 discards everything except for the Gardevoirs. Oh my goodness. Well, my opponent probably plays Sacred Ash or more Sacred Ash, so Zoroark is now completely useless for us. We will need to rely on our Yanmega BREAKs here. I am going to discard a Shaymin, I think, and the Zebstrika. Can I grab anything? Blitzel or Yanmega BREAK? I'm gonna grab a Yanmega BREAK, evolve into a Yanmega BREAK, and we will hit for 120 damage right here onto this Gardevoir with our Assault Boom. Threaten the knockout on that Gardevoir, because in the next turn this Gardevoir is going to go down from our Yanmega BREAK unless my opponent uses a Hex-Maniac, a Vietseeker for a Hex-Maniac. Maybe I should have judged. Not sure. There's an unknown. We do see another Gardevoir come down. So my opponent can decide to discard all of his bench Pokemon to knock us out, but that would be very risky. I don't think he will do that. He needs one more Pokemon here. A Vietseeker for an N is going to end us to 4 cards, which is fantastic for us. That's exactly what we want to see here. And there's no... he did not What did he not do? I have forgotten. No X-Maniac, that's what I meant to say. Discards the unknown actually, so he cannot discard that unknown with the Disparate to knock us out. There's a Fungus. Now we can see Pokeballs. Pokeballs for some more Pokemon. Because my opponent can play ball here, get 3 Pokeballs from the discard pile. A very interesting deck for my opponent. I would love to try to play with this deck here that my opponent is playing. Seems like a superb fun deck. Maybe we can take a look at his deck list after the game is over. And then I can maybe play it on a Fun Friday episode or something like that. Maybe even Meta Mondays. Not sure yet. There's another Pokeball for a heads. So now my opponent will be able to KO our Yanmega BREAK if he discards all of the unknown, the Fungus and the Gardevoir EX on his bench. Except for this Gardevoir EX. He doesn't need to discard that one. Farewell Letter actually uses the Farewell Letter again. He's thinning out his deck more and more here. Another unknown. That is the third one there. He uses the other unknown. I'm not sure what he is digging for at this point. Maybe a Spirit Link for his Gardevoir EX. We do see a Fungus. So now my opponent can discard that Fungus. Can also grab some more Pokeballs. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Pretty impressive stuff here. Yes, there are some more Pokeballs. Pretty impressive stuff indeed. For Tails, he doesn't really need more Pokemon on his bench though, so I'm not sure why he's using all of his resources right now already. And there's another Fungus. So he can Fungus for those Pokeballs again. And then his bench is, well, if he plays down the Fungus, his bench is completely full. Maybe he's looking for a Dimension Valley or something, a Mega Gardevoir right there. Does he have a Spirit Link for the Mega Gardevoir? There's a Fungus, so we could see the play balls again. And this turn is never going to end, it seems. It's never going to end. Maybe even play Super Scoop Ups to scoop up those Fungus and then play ball again. Who knows, who knows. We still haven't seen any more Max Potions. There's the Sparray. You will see my opponent discard all of the Fungus. Yes, down go the Fungus. We will promote our Yanmega BREAK. I kind of want to judge my opponent because my opponent has a ridiculous hand size at this moment. Can we find a judge? Seeker, do we have a judge in our discard pile? We do not. We do have an N. So we can actually end here. And I think I'll do that. I will end my opponent. Back down. Back down. Yes, time to end. Back down to 4 cards. We'll give ourselves 4 cards as well. I'm not going to use these Ultra Balls. They might be useful later on. So we got a Lysander, Shaymin, and Ultra Ball, which is good. We are going to get ourselves 2 more prizes here. We kind of need to find our Revitalizer. That's what I'm looking for here. A Revitalizer. We need to find that here. We get a red card and a DCE. DCE is good in some respects if our Yanmega BREAK stays alive and my opponent uses an X-Maniac. We can use this DCE. Hopefully he did not get anything useful in from the end here. A Sycamore, oh my goodness, did get a Sycamore. Discards a Max Potion, yes, and a VS Seeker. Woo, that's good. Down goes the Max Potion. And a Sacred Edge is going to shuffle back some Pokemon. Is going to shuffle back those Fungus, those Unknowns and whatnot, so he can perform everything all over again. Shaymin, Hoopa. So he must have some way to get the Hoopa then if he shuffles all of those Pokemon back. Maybe he has another Fungus. No, 4 Fungus in the discard pile. Revitalizer, oh my goodness, has a Revitalizer as well. So plays Revitalizer, 2 Sacred Edge there. Fungus on the bench for the Pokeballs. Is going to Pokeball for the Hoopas. What a superb deck here from opponents. Very, very nice. Honestly, I think we'll lose this. Unless we can knock out the Shaymin from our opponents. But my opponent is going to discard those Shaymins with the Disparate. So that is the problem here. We can never target his Shaymins, which is what we need to do to be able to take this game. Because the Gardevoir EXs, they are too hard for us to knock out. Scoundrel Ring from the Hoopa. We'll see a Hoopa for a Shaymin and a Mega Gardevoir, as well as another Gardevoir. Why not? Why not indeed? So there's Gardevoir. And then maybe another Shaymin, because my opponent cannot draw into any more cards. Actually, just evolves without the Spirit Link. This gives us a chance at taking this game. We can actually also license out the Hoopa. Or we can license out another Gardevoir, because Gardevoir does have a 2 retreat cost. I haven't seen my opponent use a single switching card. Although he does play Hawlucha. This is a tough call. A very tough call, actually. Do we put damage on this Mega Gardevoir EX or not? I think we will. It is the biggest threat on the board. So I'm gonna keep my Listener in my hand for now. Will I play down the Blitzel? No, I will discard a Blitzel. I will discard the red cards. Because my opponent seems to be stuck with his hands. We will grab ourselves nothing. We are looking for that Revitalizer. Can we find ourselves that Revitalizer? So we are going to put this Bursting Balloon onto our Yanmega BREAK, and I'm going to Shaymin for 4 more cards. It is a little bit dangerous because my opponent can license out our Shaymin. And okay, we should be able to do this if I judge. Do we put the DCE on our Yanmega BREAK? I don't think so. I'll keep the DCE in my deck. I am simply going to judge here. Reshuffle my opponent's hand. Yes, we will do this. What can we find? DCE and a Revitalizer. Fantastic. You also get another judge. So I will Revitalizer, get myself a Yanmega and a Yanmega BREAK. Make sure we can attack with another Yanmega. We'll evolve into one Yanmega. Probably the one without the float stone and without the damage here. And then we will we maybe stand in actually and attack with our Zoroark. No, we want to keep the Zoroark for if my opponent uses a Hex Maniac. So we'll hit for the Assault Boom or for the Barrier Break for 100 damage. No Assault Boom because only 50 damage. We would only do 50 damage with the Assault Boom. So 100 damage right there. In the next turn, all we need to do is hit for 120 damage with our Zoroark BREAK if we can do that. And there's a Spirit Link on the Gardevoir on the bench. Another Spirit Link on the Gardevoir on the bench. Mega Gardevoir comes out. Will we see the Disparry? Discarding all Pokemon. Then we cannot knock out. There is the N from our opponents. It's going to end us back down to 2 cards. We should be able to find something useful from that N. Because we thinned out our deck a little bit here. DC and a Birch. Fantastic. However, if we Birch for 7, we actually deck ourselves out. And that's a problem. That is a very big problem. I'm not sure how we are going to close out this game here. I might just Sky Return my Shaymin against this Gardevoir. Revitalizer for Fungus and Fungus. Another Revitalizer. Another one. So my opponent is going to discard Hoopa, the Fungus and the Fungus. Another Pokeball for a Tails. Yeah, this is going to be very, very close here. We kind of needed that. Maybe I should have just attacked with my Zoroark BREAK and hit for enough damage, because then we could have hit for the 2-hit KO in this next turn, unless my opponent retreats the Mega Gardevoir. There we do see another Mega Gardevoir. Disparry for the knockouts. 5 energies in discard pile. Does my opponent have any more energies? 140 damage. Indeed, discards all of those Pokemon. 60 on that Gardevoir. So we have the game here. We have the game. It is GG. All we need to do is attack with our Zoroark. Wait, no, 60, 70, 50. 50 is enough. We can attack with our Zoroark if we really need to. I'll put this DC on my Shaymin. I will Birch. I would love to take this game just with my Yanmega. It is a Tails, so we can hit for the knockouts here with the Yanmega. 50 plus, yes, that is enough. So Assault Boom for the KO. We take the game after all, but it was very close. And my opponent was playing a very, very nice deck. Eventually, our Bursting Balloon did come through. What a game, Jesus Christ, mind blown here. My opponent's deck, oh wow, I would love to play with it. I think I might just make a Mega Gardevoir deck. Let's take a look at my opponent's deck, shall we? Let's take a look. 1 Shaymin, only 1 Shaymin, interesting. 2 Hoopas, 3 Mega Gardevoirs, 4 Gardevoir EXs, 1 Hawlucha. We see some fungus. Does he actually have switching cards? 1 escape rope, 2 escape rope. So he does have switching cards, but 3 VS Seekers. Alright, I was gonna say no VS Seekers, but he does have VS Seekers. Lysander, 2 Sycamore, 1 N. Very little draw support here. And 10 energies. He does have 10 energies. Wow, and 2 Dimension Valleys. I'm surprised we did not see any of those. They must have been prized. Wow, I'm definitely going to play with this deck here. And give my opponent huge credit. That is going to be it for me here today. This is going to be the last match with Yanmega BREAK. So leave a like if you enjoyed this bonus battle, if you enjoyed Yanmega BREAK. It is definitely a fun deck to play. I'm not sure if it is going to be that good, because it does have problems with Hexmaniac, it does have problems with Gardevoir and with N, and very important as well, late game ends can completely screw you over, but it is a fun deck to play, so I would suggest try it out, try some builds with Yanmega BREAK. I hope you have a truly Karp-tastic day, and I will see you next time with another episode in this Pokemon TCG Online series.
Karp, 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 Karp.